Hey folks, it's Rob. Welcome back to Prison Architect. Time for me to do the campaign, I think. So let's start with the first part, Death Row. Now this, I believe, was essentially fully formed in the game already in early access. So this will not be new to me, or anyone who's actually owned the game has bothered to play this bit. But, who knows, maybe they polished it up, maybe they made some changes. The purpose of the campaign is to teach you part by part how to play the sandbox mode, is my understanding. They certainly make it very atmospheric. So, we've got new prisoners coming in, all the usual things. Meanwhile, at the warden's office, he somehow has a bigger office than anybody else, for no reason whatsoever. And here we have a man on death row. Yep, prison architect. So, got a call coming in from the CEO. This is a tough one. There's a prisoner incarcerated at this facility who's been convicted of a double murder and sentenced to death. That's where we come in. We've been contracted to construct an execution chamber in time for the guy's big day. This is where I want the new facility to be built. First step with any project like this is construct the building itself with enough space inside to fit an execution room and a holding cell. So let's get started. Construct a new building here. We also need an entrance to the new execution facility. Build a large jail door to the south wall. Okay. Wow, it's just like, okay. Right, there's our jail door. Let's build it out of ugly concrete. It's a terrible built place. Right. And now we got a call coming in. Your workmen are responsible for the construction of buildings. They'll collect the steel and concrete from this storeroom and take it to the construction site. They'll use those raw materials to build the foundations and framework of your new building. This is the slowest part of construction, so you should plan ahead when building new facilities. While we wait, take a look around. Use WASD or arrow keys to move around and use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Well, great. There we go. Like no one's ever done this before. But hey, maybe it's your first time playing a PC game and you need to know. Okay. Imagine I'll get a call when the building finishes. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Well, it's a building. Inside the building, I want a cell and an execution room. Partition the space by constructing some brick walls. Damn you, I would have built a brick building in the first place. I was going to use concrete, and I guess you're going to be very awkward about it, aren't you, game? Yep. You're not going to let me build a concrete wall here. Oh, I mean, you'll let me build it, but it won't satisfy the requirement for us to move ahead, will it? Alright, fine. Here you go. There's your brick walls. Let me speed this up. Now I got ugly brick walls inside an ugly concrete building. Alright. Now add large jail doors to those dividing walls. You can rotate an object for placement by clicking the middle mouse button or press R. Right. So here we have a large jail door, and here we have another large jail door. Not like we're skimping on construction materials here with these large jail doors that aren't necessary. That's looking good. No, it's not. We now need to designate rooms within those spaces. Designate a cell in a smaller area where our condemned inmate will live. Then designate the execution room itself in the larger area. Well, you know, that's fine and all, but this is like overdone. This cell, first off, is not necessary. You didn't need a large door for a cell. Right. Those rooms have requirements before they become functional. The cell needs a bed and a toilet. I know. And the execution room requires the electric chair. Right. Bed. Toilet. Electric chair. There we go. Wait for the slackers to go and show up. I can help by moving it to locked open. Yeah. That's the essentials taken care of, but there are still a few improvements you could make. It's up to you, though. These aren't strictly required. It depends on how much you care about your prisoners and their environment. The cell itself could be improved with an outward-facing window and a small bookshelf. And the facility would look better with a higher quality floor material like wooden floorboards or mosaic tiles. Outside you could add some lighting and a paved pathway if you think it needs it. This is the man in question. Edward Romsey, a teacher once, would you believe? It's not our place to decide if he deserves this. The law has made that decision. We're just here to do a job of murder. Well, it's not murder if we're legally allowed to do it, are we? No. Instead, we just get to end a life. Once you are satisfied the facility is ready, you can begin the prisoner transfer to his new cell. Simply click on the Polaroid in his cell to initiate the transfer. So, shall I play with his arrangements? Right, so, let's see here. Materials-wise, well, let's pave this out, you know. I can't build over here? No, I can't. Well, so much for that idea. You want a window, dude? Have a window. You want a bookshelf? Have a bookshelf. And let's put down white clean tiles in the execution room. And we'll put a nice little wooden floor over here. And yeah, let's give the cell a floor too. It won't really make any difference as far as I understand. It's more for me. This is an aesthetic, basically. Oh, it's concrete tile I wanted. It's been too long since I've played. There we go. And heck, let's green this up some. A little bit of grass before you go, huh? Make the area look nice. Okay, so green grass, couple lights. Just get this done real quick. Thank you. Right, so we click on the Polaroid. Call from the chief. He's definitely outside the jail door, not in. Don't shed one tear for this guy. He's a stone-cold killer, guilty as charged. Even confessed. Want to hear his description of what he did? It's juicy stuff. It was around 11 p.m. Lights were already on. I knew she was home. Yeah, you're classy. I knew I'd catch you two here. Edward, Don't. Just don't. What are you going to do? That is one strategically placed arm. Back door's open, by the way. Lets all the bugs in, especially with the lights. Clear as days, you ask me. Deserves every volt he's gonna get. All men deserve forgiveness, even him. Are you so sure in yourself that you can deal out such final judgment? Catching your wife with another man is no excuse for what he did. And he went there with a loaded gun, knowing he'd find them together. That's double premeditated murder. He's done nothing but cooperate with the authorities. This state is making an example of him. If he'd committed his crime 100 miles north, he'd be looking at life in prison instead. How is that justice? Do you want a guy like this running free? I'll sleep just fine at night when I know he's gone. Yep, on our call. Good work so far. However, there is one problem. The execution room isn't functioning yet because it doesn't have any power. We need to connect it to the electrical supply. That seems like a very basic failing. We are now viewing the prison in utilities mode, which shows us the electrical wiring outlet layout for the entire prison. Each building in the prison is connected to the power grid by these thick underground electrical cables. Power is provided to the prison by this substation, which draws electricity from the national grid. Clearly we don't have enough power. As you can see, this entire wing of the prison cells is without power. All the lights are out. To fix this problem, we need to first switch into utilities mode to understand why the lights are without power. Well, some idiot never ran a conduit out here, that's why. Nearest electrical cables are too far away. Our engineers can't complete the wiring for this area. You don't say. You managed to do all of this superfluous wiring in here, and yet you didn't manage to run the cable out here to the freaking cell block. Because this is just wasteful. Extend the electrical cables nearby to cover this wing of the prison. Should I do it your way, with like lots and lots of superfluous cabling? Alright. The simple way is this. Where's the workman? Okay. Get on it, guys. Lights aren't the only thing that needs power. Your new electric chair does too. I already gave it power, thank you very much. Use the power cables to connect the execution facility to the power grid. Thank you, I have. Electric chair is a special type of electrical item. It requires its own dedicated power line. You'll need to connect it up directly with mains cables. I did that. It's done. See, I'm not incompetent. Like whoever it was who was here before me. We're almost done, I think. We should test the new execution room at least once before we try to use it, though. I'm just going to turn it on for a few seconds, make sure everything is okay. Oh, great. I'm going to trust you to do this. Yeah, we don't have enough capacitance over here. Well, that didn't work. Looks like we drew too much power and tripped the circuit breaker in the power station. Whole prison is dark. Yeah, thanks for that. We're going to need more juice to be able to handle the power spike that electric chair generates. First, we need to turn the power back on. This is a two-step process. Switch the power station back on by clicking on it and selecting the switch on in the menu that appears. Then build 3 more capacitors so we have enough power supply capacity to handle the electric chair. Once you've done that, test the electric chair again by clicking on it and selecting the switch on in the menu. Alright. We gotta switch on the capacitors and the generator. There. So we didn't switch these on. We just have like 1 bar, and we'd already it just blow out immediately. There. Have some capacitors. Apparently I'm not allowed to put down any more capacitors, just those 3. Okay. Get in there. We got $605,000, but, you know, we can't just go and fill out our construction queue. We could have a fully operational power plant, but no. Alright. Switch her on. Put that put the watermelon under the cap, and let's go. Alright. Fried watermelon it is. Well done. I believe we are finished with this job. What happens now is out of our hands. We did a professional job, and that's important in our business. Try not to worry about what happens next. That is one hell of a prison chapel. Can I help you? Are you looking for forgiveness? I don't know. I have to do something. I can't live with the things I've done. You have to turn yourself in. Whatever you've done, you cannot evade the consequences. You will never be able to live with yourself until you face up to your past. I want to go back. I want to forgive her. I want her to forgive me. God will forgive you, no matter what you have done, if you ask Him to. But you must answer for your crimes in the eyes of the law. There is no other way. It is time, Edward. You have done the right thing, even though this world would not forgive you for it. You will be with God soon, and He will have the final judgment on you. Brought to you by Robco. Might want to take the metal shackles off first. I could have put a switch in for you. You seem to have found one, though. Edward Romsey, you have been found guilty of 2 counts of murder in the 1st degree. The penalty is death. Do you have anything to say? Susan, I'm sorry. And so ended Edward Romsey. Chapter 2, Palermo. Right, that was Chapter 1. Join us next time for Chapter 2, Palermo, which is totally new content for me. Not exactly a big upper Chapter 1, but I hope you appreciated what the creators were trying to get at. Thank you very much for watching the video, and please let me know if you're interested in this stuff. I'm going to play through all 5 chapters, but if you have any ideas, I'm always glad to hear them. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day, folks. Goodbye.